when when we are having the two group of variables, how that two group variables related x and y, marks of mathematics and economics, demand, price and demand, or price and supply, weather condition and production, such type of few are there. How we can see the relation? Is it having same kind of path direction or not, and which type of intensity relation they have? To know that one only, we started and discussed about the correlation. There we were confined with few topics, that the correlation can be measured with the help of scatter diagram. It can be measured with the help of Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. When it is not in the quantitative terms, if it is in the qualitative terms, and we can make use of Spearman's rank correlation method, which is also called as a product method also. There we were also discussed about properties of correlation. After that, what are the different types of correlation? Positive, negative, zero, linear, non-linear, high degree, low degree, like that various types of correlations also discussed in detail in the previous class. As we have a limited time, let us go for the another topic also. As and when time permits, once again we can revise the completed topics and upcoming topics also. And today, let us take up a topic of index numbers. This index numbers, it is very much familiar to us, but we think that we don't know. But we know. In the real life situation, we come across such situation. For example, gold price increased, silver price increased. You are saying. How you are saying? Comparing with previous price and present price, then that's why you are telling price increased. And when we are expressing in terms of percentage, how much or how many rates increase, that we will come to know. Means earlier price you are comparing with present price. In that way you are expressing, that is price rise, like that. Not only price, even output also we can compare. Even marks also we can compare. Even weights also you can compare. Even preferences also you can compare. So this comparison, when in terms of the percentage, that only will become index numbers. The index numbers are the important device or instrument to know price variations from one period to another period, one price to another price, one quantity to another quantity. So, my dear children, this index numbers very much useful in day-to-day activities, or while formulating any economic principle, or to drafting a planning economic plan, or even for the demand forecasting, or even for the speculation purpose, even in the stock market analysis, and even in the budget, And not only that, while levying the tax or giving the subsidy or rebate discounts, these index numbers are very much useful tool to the investigator, researcher, surveyor, or data collector, or you can say government enumeration. So this index numbers, in this way we see this index numbers not only helping and using in day-to-day activities in the various aspects, even in the international trade, even in the production, how much output increased, like that we see the ratio. Generally we express that the previous price compared to present price, generally we term it as a current year price is as a P1, previous year or base year price is as a P0 into 100. P1 by P0 into 100. For example, today tomato price is 40 rupees. Yesterday its price was 20. So we'll write 40 by 20 into 100. So base we are taking yesterday as a 20 rupees, comparing with today's price 40 by 20 into 100, 200. It means double increased, 200% we say. Even when you are speaking about output, last year we got an output 20 tons. This year we got just 18 tons. 18 by 20 into 100. Then we will come to know almost 10 to 20% reduced in the output, isn't it? So if you are taking only one variable or one commodity or one service, we do like this: P1 by P0 into 100, where P1 stands for the current year price, P0 stands for base year price into 100. Okay. If you are taking more than one items, we take like this: sigma P1 by sigma P0 into 100. Means the summation of all the products present prices divided by same products in the earlier prices. That is summation sigma P1 by sigma P0 into 100. Yes. And not only that, sometimes we take about its quantity. So we will multiply with that. In that way, we go with different formulas to calculate index numbers. Yes, good. Various methods are there. Before speaking about the methods in the index number calculation, let us discuss that what are the difficulties or drawbacks in the construction of index numbers. Index number, good indicator, better barometer, comparing the price changes. But in this construction, we face a lot of difficulties. Number one, first, which year should be chosen as a base year? Last year, or before last year, or 5 years back year, or 10 years back year? Which is supposed to be chosen base year? Because the selection of base year is not so simple task. Why? Because That base year supposed to be a normal economic year. It means during the in which year you chosen as a base year, during the time no economic crisis supposed to be, no floods, no earthquakes, or no calamities, and no crisis or something else. Such a type of normal year to be chosen as a base year. We know that year of the year, something or another thing is happening. In which year maybe floods, another year maybe drought, or another year maybe war, another year maybe earthquake, like that is happening. We know that. Another year maybe like a pandemic 19, that is COVID, that is also affected economy. So then which year should be chosen? It is a big task for the scholar to choose the year as a base year. Number one. Number two, okay. Anyway, we chosen one year or that week or that month or that day. That's supposed to be normal. Agreed. But the next question arises. Is it the fixed base year or chain based year? Means you taken as a base year 2020 for the 25 analysis, 26 analysis, or 27 analysis. If it is the case, you choose in 25, 2020 as a base year. It is a fixed. But shall we take like this? Our lines for 20, for 25, you should take 24. For 24, you should take 21. Like that, if it's go on changing the base year, then it is called chain base year. So, shall we go with the fixed base year or chain base year? That is another task. Some people say fixed base year is the best. Some people say no, 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 chain base year only because time to time it is changing. No, why we should choose only one as a complete base for all? See, each method having its own merits and demerits depends upon our availability and use. We choose a base year. Right. First is selection base year. That should be normal. Second is either fixed or flexible. Now we choose an year. That is 2020 fixed year only we taken. Let us assume. Then next comes third difficulty. Which products to be taken for comparison? Vegetables, perishable goods, durable goods, or consumer goods. The selection of the goods also difficult task. Why? Because which index you are constructing, based on that you have to choose the items. For example, when you are saying about the construction field, you're supposed to take goods like iron, cement, sand, labor charge, electricity fees. But when it come to our standard of living, we take only food grains, electricity consumption, medical health care, those only we will take. So means based on that we have to build the index numbers. First is choosing the base year. Second is in that base are fixed or flexible. And third one is which commodity to be chosen to compare one time to another time or one period to another period. Right. This is the third difficulty. Now come to the fourth problem or drawback or difficulty is that as and when you chosen the commodities and products, which formula you are applying? which formula you are applying to calculate index numbers. Because different formulas are suggested by different economists. We know that. For example, loss pair method is there, that is developed by last pair. Another method is there, which is developed by Pasty. Another method is there, developed by Kelly, Bowley, Fisher, Cambridge. Like there's so many formulas are advocated by different people, economists or statisticians. So which formula is correct? That is also big task because each formula is giving different methodology and values to be taken. That's why we're supposed to be very much careful while choosing the formula. Right. First difficulty we said choosing Bayesian. Second is fixed or flexible chain based. Third is commodities. Fourth is formula which can be applied. Not only these four difficulties, another like that is so many are there. Now when you are comparing the price, which price to be taken up? Local price, national level price, or international price? Because prices are different, you know well. Local, national, international, that is different. Then another way of price, wholesale price or retail price. That also to be think of. So accordingly, that is also choosing the price of the product. Also one of the difficult tasks while constructing the index numbers. Dear children, not only selection of base year, chain are fixed, not only commodities, even services also. Which formula to be chosen among the various formulas? Next is which price to be chosen, wholesale or retail, or national or international, like that. This is another task for in front of the statistician while applying the quantitative technique to analyze or to express or to interpret index numbers. Okay, after that, next you are preparing this index for which purpose? That is also very important. The purpose of the construction of index number. It differs. It may be fixing the wages, or it may be comparing the quantities, or it may be to know the living standards of the people. Like there's so many purposes are there. And which purpose you want to construct? That is supposed to be clear. This is also another task before a statistician in the quantitative techniques. My dear children, like that, if you go on speak, so many are tasks are in front of us while constructing index numbers. We agree, but it is the time to overcome and choose among the alternatives. Accordingly, we supposed to construct a index numbers. In this index numbers, as I said, last pair method, passive method, Bowley method, Kelly method, Edgeworth method, Irving Fisher ideal index number, all these are there. Which is more suits that formula to be chosen? Dear children, this index numbers, am I audible? Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible? These index numbers are various types of them, like price index, quantity index, output index, agriculture production index, industrial index. These are the, and we used to listen the index, that is a human development index, even wholesale price index, even consumer price index, like that various are they. So which index is supposed to be done? When we are going to fix the wages or to assess the standard of living, we take consumer price index. Consumer price index. To address to address in general, what is the general price level? To know that one, we feel and we apply another type of index, that is wholesale price index, WPI, wholesale price index. Not only wholesale price index, some other indexes are there to compare the production in the agriculture. We make use of agriculture production index. Agriculture production index. Even for the industrial production also we have an index that is called industrial production index. Industrial production index. We know the human development, human values, human power, working population, or human capital formation. To address or to know that one, we go with HDI, Human Development Index. Human Development Index, HDI. Likewise, we have some other indexes also. That is, you know well, in the stock market, that we call it as a Sensex. There we are comparing share or debenture or bond, whatever it is, how those are changed one time to another time of each company's share, that we are addressing. That is called Sensex. Once again, I want to repeat: consumer price index, wholesale price index, agriculture production index, industrial production index. Next is human development index. Even another is also there. That is, my dear, Sensex, wholesale price index. Like there's so many types of indexes are there. So here, my dear children, based on the purpose we construct. For example, in the wage negotiation or to assess living standards of the people, or to fix the wage rate, or to announce the dearness allowance for the employees, they take consumer price index. Consumer price index. Likewise, the wholesale price index is the barometer to know the inflation rate. That inflation, creeping inflation, or walking inflation, or jumping inflation, hyperinflation, stagflation. To know all these, generally we make use and construct wholesale price index. To know the human values, availability of medical facilities, availability of legal aid, education, infant mortality rate, life expectancy. To know all these things, generally we make use of Human Development Index. Human Development Index. Whereas in the Sensex, we compare the shares year after year, or month after month, or day after day, even hour to hour, how it is changing. To compare, that is the season of bulls or season of bears. How the Sensex going up or down. To know that, we make use of Sensex. When it comes to the agriculture production index, agriculture production increased or not increased or constant even after agriculture revolution or white revolution or wheat revolution or poultry change, dairy development, etc. So many things are there, we know. Due to that, how much it changed, that will be assessed through agriculture production index. Same in the industrial production. Industrial products, we know, maybe consumer goods or capital goods, or it may be useful for the transportation, insurance, banking, etc. Non-factor service. That time, it is useful to compare, that is, to contraction, to assess the improvement. That is called which index? Agriculture production index, industrial production index. So, my dear children, the indexes why we are discussing today, because index numbers are very, very important in the budget preparation, in the planning, in the financial assessment. Even it is useful in the demand forecasting, employment availability, or to know the living standards of the people and to compare with the other nations. So this is very much useful. That is index numbers. Am I clear, my dear children? Am I clear? So, based on the purpose, we make use of these index numbers. That is consumer price index, wholesale price index, or agriculture price index, industrial price index, or Sensex Human Development Index. Dear children, the index while preparing not only prices we take, even its quantities also we may take. That's why formulas are like this. For example, last pair method, sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into 100 means we are multiplying with its quantity and summing up. That is in the last pair. In the passive, same sigma P1 Q1 by P0 Q1 like that means here we are quantitative taking. And another method is there, that is values we give. Means, for example, when you are constructing a consumer price index, how much preference you will give for the rice, that much preference we may not give it to salt. So, more preference rate, preferential order for the rice, less preferential order for the salt, dal, etc. So accordingly, we give its ranking. So that time, because that rice occupies more important than the dal and salt or sugar. So which is very much important because sometimes what we do now in the consumer items, taking only tomato prices are decreased, we cannot say. Not only tomato, so many vegetables are there that I have to see now. Now, tomato price might be decreased, but what about brinjal? What about leafy vegetable? What about other things? Isn't it? Right. For example, even in the you taken sugar, its price only. But what about dal? Isn't it? So that's why other grains and all those things also we will take into consideration. That's why. So we give the preference for based on its importance in our consumption. 75% for the rice, 15% for the dal, 5% for the salt, 1% for the sugar. Altogether, total value is 100. Like that, we go with. So, my dear children, so in this way, the index numbers are there. Once again, before going for another topic, let us have a look on today's discussion. Index numbers are the indicators or barometer of the any economy or any economic activity. Generally, in the simple index, price index, we compare the current price with the previous price and multiply with 100 to get the ratio difference. When you are having the more than one variable, sigma P1 by sigma P0 into 100, we do like that. The index numbers are much more useful in, in the fixation of wages or while announcing the dearness allowance or interim relief or even the bonus or tax or you can say prices, everything. It is useful. Not only that, when you are going for the study or analysis of economic principle or economic program, it is very much useful to compare the output or to compare the quantities or compare the qualities. Also, these index numbers are very much useful. Not to only in the within the country, even the between the countries in the international trade also it is useful. In the demand forecasting also it is useful, and to know the inflation or deflation or economic crisis. All these we can come to know with the help of this index numbers only. These index numbers are various types, that is consumer price index, wholesale price index, agriculture production index, industrial production index, human development index, sensex, and whatnot. Like that, so many we have. And this, while constructing the index numbers, we come across some drawbacks, or you can say difficulties. It is not impossible, but little bit difficult. What are the difficulties in the construction of index numbers? The number one, selection of the base year, because the base year is supposed to be normal. It's supposed not to be in the economic crisis or else in other problems too, like pandemic or tsunami, earthquake, such type of things should not be happen. Such type of normal year to be chosen. After choosing also, let us fix base year or chain base 1 year to another changing. That also to be taken into consideration. After that, which goods to be or good services to be taken in the construction, food grains or electricity or construction material, which we have to see the selection of goods or services. Not only that, next difficulty is which price to be taken, wholesale or retail price or local price or national price or international, which to be chosen. It is also one of the challenge in front of the statistician when he is applying for the quantitative techniques to analyze the inflation rate or output change and change in the welfare of the people, or to know the change in the growth rate or development situation in the economy. Not only price, not only commodities, not only that one, even choosing a formula. Which formula will be helpful to you? Okay, that is also to be taken into consideration. So, am I clear? Which I spoke and discussed with you. If you have any queries, you are welcome to ask. Little bit of time I am giving to you. You can ask any doubt. After that, what type of questions they may ask in this chapter, I will tell you. So after this discussion, now what are probable questions they may ask in this chapter? They may ask like this: what are the uses and importance of the index numbers? Define it. Or they can say like this: define index numbers. What are the importance and uses of the index numbers? Another probable question: what are the difficulties while constructing the index numbers? Or else they may ask another type of question: what are the different types of index numbers? Another type of question they may ask: how to construct consumer price index and its importance. And or else they may ask sometimes, which method is the real formula to assess the economy? You know the types of index number formulas. Or else they may ask, which is the called as a consumer price index, how it is useful for decision making. Like that, any type of question they may ask from this chapter. Another part is left, that is formulas. We supposed to remember while calculating formulas are required. One formula is P1 by P0 into 100. Another one, sigma P1 by P0 into 100. Right? Like that, 1 by P into V. V is value. Another formula is weighted price indexes, that is Lasper, Passy, Kelly, Bowley, Edgeworth, Irving Fisher. Lasper, sigma P1 Q0 by sigma P1 Q0 into 100. When come to the Passy, that is sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into 100. When come to the Irving Fisher, that is under root L into P, that is Lasper formula into passive formula. Like that, various formulas are there. So, based on the question, you have to answer. So, these are the probable questions. Some calculations be to be done for our practice, so that we will get more clarity on the index number. In the coming classes, we will see how to calculate index number with a calculation. We can have it. So, am I clear, my dear children? Am I clear today's topic? Am I clear? Any doubt? Please, you are welcome. Even now, also, you are welcome. One more thing also I will tell you, my dear children. That is, when you have any doubt or you want to interact with me regarding any doubt or problem, you are welcome to ask. Myself, Dr. Madhusudan, and mobile number is 9966561796. Any more thing to discuss? Huh? Shall we leave?